So ready to get going. We've got Chris sitting in front of Dennis Mitchell. Lights out and away we go. So Gideon getting a very good start. Dennis Mitchell on the inside. He's going to want to defend his position and actually looks to take the position, but not really. Few cars going wide. We've got 3 cars off at the back there. We'll see the timing screen once everything's up. But the 2 front runners getting away quite nicely. Rian overall chasing Dennis Mitchell and also his teammate Ruben Creer. Well, teammate from one of the other series. Behind them, Corne Breed running in 4th. Doing very well with his start. Gideon Jonkers also moving up the pack quite nicely. Back to the front. So Dennis Mitchell still in 2nd. Front runners just keeping in touch with one another. Back further. So we've got Mornay deploy. He's going to look for a move here on Raymond Duggan. Raymond Duggan seeming to be one of the guys that had a bit of an off. Unfortunately, Mornay is going to have to use his skills of drive backs. So he's going to have to recover from that accident right there. Then at the front, so there's Mitchell coming under pressure and running Ruben Creer coming under pressure and running defensively from Dennis Mitchell. Dennis just making sure that he's in touch, but not touching, and make their way around for the first lap. So Rian overalls are also coming into the mix. We don't have DRS as of yet, by the looks of things. So Rian just tucking in behind Mitchell. So we've got the notification saying the pits are open from the 2nd lap. We do have mandatory pit stops, and it's going to force you to take the other compound. So, and this is interesting. So Mitchell coming up on the inside here of Brooklands and then Luffield, so making the move stick on Creer. And Creer is going to be facing some pressure from Rian overalls in a little bit of time if he's going to be dropping back in pace like that. Down at the back, we've also got all kinds of moves happening. So Ati Nagel making the move on Hildebrand, one of the other cars. So that's Rian van der Westhuizen spinning out. And then Dirk Brandt also looking here at James Crook. You can definitely see that overall is feeling a bit of pressure at the moment. And Jonkers just looking for a move on the inside. Come very close together, touching side by side. But they thankfully don't run each other off track. So some really, really close racing. And we're very fortunate not to have those 2 cars off into the barriers. So into Abbey we go. Rian has opened up a bit more of a gap. I think Jonkers got a bit of a scare from it. Into Village Corner. So he's starting to chip away at that gap again. But behind him, Corne Breed is hungry for another position. A little bit too hungry as he overcooks the throttle. And nicely recovers onto the Wellington straight. That's giving Raymond Duggan the advantage to charge on through. It's going to take off the pressure on Jonkers, so that's going to open Jonkers' race up to put a bit of pressure on Overalzer again. Back further down the pack, Mornay deploy on the drive back, pressuring Ati Nagel down the Hanger straight. No, sorry, the Wellington straight into Brooklands. And a very nice move there from deploy as he charges on through to recover his position from earlier. So it does seem like Rian is actually having to give a position here to Jonkers for that exact reason. He can't really battle, although he's zoomed fast on the brakes. That must have caught Jonkers off guard. I don't know how he managed that into Vale. That's probably the latest braking I've ever seen, so I'm really glad we caught that. But some brilliant racing from these drivers. Unfortunately, Jonkers running wide there. I think he might have been caught off guard by by Rian defending his positions there. Raven Duggan also looking for an opportunity here. Jonkers running deep, so the battle is continuing down the straight, neck and neck. Also got Corne Breed looking behind them, so this is 3 cars in the mix. So, oh, and unfortunately, Duggan hooks the front tires and swings around the front, so he's going to lose positions from that. Monet Deploy moving up on the inside of Crook. What a beautiful move through Cops. He just needs to stay ahead through Maggots and Beckett's. And you can just see how he's opening up that gap. So that's that drive back skills that they mentioned. It's just getting your head down, focusing on what's ahead, not really thinking about what you expected the race to be, but making sure that you keep your expectations realistic and not overdrive the car and force even more mistakes. So
absolutely, yes. And if I look at the qualification, I mean, Dirk Brandt he qualified in 12th and he's now in 6th place, and that's just the consistency, putting your head down, just putting in those laps, and yeah, that's the reward. So hopefully he can continue on that. I've raced personally against Dirk Brandt. He's an amazing driver. So let's see if he can continue with this.
Yeah, it's good you mentioned it because it completely slipped past me. But yeah, that's a very, very good start for him then. So Crook is still staying in touch with Monet, but just off the back, you see one of the Aston Martins going off there. So that's going to be either Monet Deploy, and yeah, that is Monet dropping down in the standings. So unfortunately, just stepping the car out on Brooklands. Gideon Jonkers still wanting to take the position from Rian and managing to do so through Stowe, and now he's just pulling it in Vale. But I do think, I just need to check, but Gideon is running the faster tire, so I think Webber is allowing him to kind of wear out his tire here and just biding his time, because he knows he has to play the long game. He knows he's going to have a faster tire near the end of the race. So he's just making sure that he stays in touch with the pack as they come past one of the back markers who unfortunately seems to be having connection issues.
Yeah, I think you're onto something there, Johan. If I look at the C2 tire choice, maybe they're just saying, you know, that's my race. I'll execute my strategy. You do your thing, I do my thing, and let's see how it ends.
Definitely, and I think Rian might be having a bit of fun with him because the 2 cars are to and fro, so he might be goading him into kind of burning out his tires a bit faster than he might want to. But we'll look here now. So Heidemann charging on through the pack, overtaking Crook. I'm struggling to keep the cars in check here just to see who's who. Crook regaining his position from Heidemann as they go through the Wellington Straight. Alpine making sure he stays out of the way, so that's probably one of the back markers with the blue flag. Oh, and unfortunately that's Cook basically cooking his tires as he spins out, and Heidemann doing a superb job of avoiding that incident. And that could have been a race-ending collision right there. Up on the inside, Ruben Creer, is he going to have the speed to make this move stick? As Mitchell carries the speed through the outside, he's regained the line for Vale. Unfortunately, running very deep. So now Creer moves on along, and Mitchell, making sure that he doesn't make contact there, has to fall back in behind. Another one of the back markers up ahead. So you've got a few of them now coming into play, so this is going to complicate things for the front runners. James Crook is coming under pressure here from Gert Seidman. Sorry, Seidman looking around the outside, making the pass with the. I don't think he had DRS open there, but coming past with some amazing pace into left field, just parking it on the apex.
Yeah, that was beautiful. Well done.
I just want to mention now that we were talking about everyone and the tires. So Corne Briet on the C2 tires still hasn't pitted. He's the only one of the field that still has to pit, and he's running out in front. Although, if he were to pit, I would expect him to probably come out behind Oberholzer. And as I say that, he's going into the pit. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on Oberholzer and see what happens there. Although Oberholzer is going to have a very comfortable overtake here on Corne Briet, but the man.
But well done for holding those tires for 21 laps, eh?
Yeah, no, he's been looking after them very nicely. Although I think with his experience in downforce cars, he might have been able to switch on his aero quite nicely and make sure that he doesn't have unnecessary scrubbing of his tires. So let's see, Mitchell is down the Hamilton straight. Is Briet going to come out in front of him or behind him? And unfortunately, Briet only coming out of the pits now. So coming out behind Mitchell. But I still think that's worked out well for him. Now we have to see what he's able to do on these tires. Overalls are on the outside of Village. That's not going to happen into the loop. You can see him hanging back a bit. He's going to try and get the inside position. They're on the Wellington straight. Side by side. Getting ready for Brooklyn's rear tucks in behind Krier. Now out on the inside. Krier forced to give the corner there to Oberholzer. And Oberholzer charges on ahead into the lead. This is a really nice battle between these two drivers. So Oberholzer coming through the back portion of the circuit into Vale. Just a few more turns and he's secured victory for himself. So into Club Corner. He's comfortably rounding the corner and does a little victory wiggle. So congratulations to you, Mr. Oberholzer. Ruben Krier also bringing it home in second. Corne Briet rounding the back of the grid in third. And we see Mitchell and Jonkers actually swapping positions. So Jonkers making the pass at the last minute. I'm really sorry that I missed that, but these drivers fighting up until the end. Yeah, Raymond Duggan looking good for rounding off the grid at 4th. And then we've still got these two coming in. So Mitchell not giving up at all, making sure that he's there if there's a mistake from Jonkers. And we'll be fighting until the bitter end here, getting very close. Through Club they go. And oh, there is massive amounts of oversteer from Jonkers. There's Mitchell securing 5th position. I'm not exactly sure why he's topping. I think he might feel like he's caused an accident there and might be giving the position back. So sticking to the gentleman's agreement, making sure that he doesn't win based on shoving another driver off track, but making sure that he wins based on skill.